Good evening, everyone. What an honor and a privilege it is to be here before you. Uklashis nat nahamis, I histakshit yukwat, sayasish mowachat, sayasish nuchanlathat, kwakwakwakat linkit. My story is a hard one to share. I've shared it publicly, but never do this the way I'm going to share it today. I was attended residential school at 6 and 7 years old. And my story is about sexual violence towards Indigenous women. Not just Indigenous women, but Indigenous boys as well, and men and women. It started when I was 6 years old. I was attending residential school, and I was sexually assaulted by a brother. You can imagine what that did to me. The secret that was buried in my heart for so many years. So hence my topic, finding courage and overcoming shame. All my life, I've had to find the courage to give voice to the violence that I had experienced throughout my life. At 11 years old, I was assaulted by a priest who was teaching us catechism. And it was, again, very traumatizing. I became ashamed of my body. I was in and out of being a happy girl and being a really sad girl. At 17, in one of the reserves on the coast, I was getting raped by three guys. That one almost did me in. Had it not been for the elder women who gave ceremony to me that night, brushing me, praying, asking Nos to help me. As if that wasn't enough of anguish that I had to live through. Working at the national organization in Ottawa, on my way home I was dragged into an alley, beaten up and raped again, raped. I got away from him and I got to the street. He got up to me and he started doing what he was doing in the alley. Unfortunately, there was a police car that came doing their patrol. They grabbed him off me and saved me. I could have been a statistic of the missing and murdered Indigenous women if they hadn't shown up. I have 2 daughters. I had 3 daughters. One died as an infant. I have 2 granddaughters and 3 great-granddaughters. So I really had to find the courage in me, the inner strength to heal, so that I could be there for my girls and my nieces and my sisters and my Indigenous sisters. So it's been a painful journey, a lonely journey. I experienced depression 3 times. I had post-traumatic stress disorder. I had panic attacks. I became a workaholic. And it's thank you to my family and to my friends that I'm here today for their support. It was a cultural part that really kept me moving forward, the tribal journeys, the singing, the dancing, to making regalia, I made a button blanket, which was a healing one for me. It took me 3.5 months to make it, representing the Nuu-chah-nulth, Cocowaquac, and Tlingit. Coming from the house of Tukwitkum, as a matriarch for that house, it's my responsibility to practice leadership and to set an example. And it's hard. It's really hard to be a role model when you have all that stuff hanging on you, never knowing if you're going to fall. It's an everyday challenge. I gave testimony at the National Inquiry with thousands of other Indigenous women from across the country. I shared every detail of my story about my experiences with sexual violence. It took me 2.5 hours to share. So I'm really committed. It's become a passion to work with people, to uplift families, to begin the healing process, to begin the healing journey, so that we can have better, healthier families who support each other. We can do it. We need to name the violence for what it is, so we can get past that, out of that darkness, into the light. And it's really important to have that relationship with Mother Earth, with the land, the water. That's where our songs come from. That's where regalia comes from. That's where our teachings come from. Indigenous peoples from across the country have teachings that we can go back to. That'll keep us on the high road. So I'm really, really happy to be alive. I'm really a very, very strong, powerful, resilient woman filled with courage and love. And I'm really glad to see my sisters, my nieces, my daughters, my granddaughters here. It was really hard for me to share this with you. But I've learned to walk through vulnerability and hold space and to speak the truth. There are far too many Indigenous women who are facing violence on a daily basis, and it's got to stop. And so my prayers go out to you and your families, to your loved ones. And I say, Tlaco with all my heart, Gaelic Isla, true.